Yes,
Because you go like,
Guys, you know I'm streaming, right? Yo, can you please cut it? Yeah, guys, pipe it down. And also,
What do you
who has
mean,
echo?
bro? You said you wasn't streaming.
Well, I just started now.
It's your fault.
It is actually. That's the first time where it actually is useful.
what did I do?
You know what you did.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You were
Yes, you do.
talking about that crap when I was streaming.
Oh, about Hurricane being Optismo?
Not just that. Also, please, Hurricane. The echo.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, the point of this video, I'm gonna make a Block Tales tier list. So, Hurricane, you're watching my stream, and I can hear it in your mic. My stream. Never mind. So, there's a lot of cards.
Not seeds and stuff.
Alright, so first of all, ball. See, now, my people don't really know how good the ball is. Ball is S tier. Let's be real here. The ball is really good. There's a lot of things about it that make it really good. It's just, yeah.
One of its only downsides is that you have to cannonball sometimes.
Yeah, that's literally the one downside.
Other than that, it has barely any downsides. Like, it does good damage, hit multiple enemies with blind bounce, but that got nerfed, and that's not that good, but
yeah.
still.
Still underrated. It's still underrated.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Blind bounce.
I mean, I already think I know what the most overrated is, and I'm not gonna say it.
I'm gonna be real. It's.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll
Talk about it later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Blind bounce is C tier. It got nerfed. Before it got nerfed, it was really good. But like, it's actually no. I'll put it in B. It's still really good. Especially if you give yourself burn. Like free. Someone gives you free fire. With this. Ooh, free poison as well. That then is like really good.
Yeah.
So like, it's just like.
Is it good with free Palestine?
What? Oh, I get it. Really? I get it now. Well, no, imagine free ice. Imagine someone free ices you and you're using line bounce.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Yeah. Fireball's A tier. Fireballs are really good. Like, for a ball build, you should pretty much almost always be bringing Fireball. Because it's basically just free damage.
I mean,
It's basically.
can't really think of
It's basically
other
just
things
free
that
damage.
I do not want to bring it.
It's basically just free damage. You know,
Yeah,
like
you know the what's it called? Rocket boots? Yeah, imagine not put damage.
like,
So yeah.
and there's no enemies that are immune to fire, and there's a few enemies that take double damage from fire. And by few, I mean two. Wait, what'd you say, Hurricane?
Yeah, literally a couple.
Hurricane, what'd you say about what's not forget? Hurricane, you told me to not
I said.
forget to.
Oh yeah, don't forget ice ball.
Yeah, we're getting to that right now. Snowball's S tier.
That freezes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So alright. So there's a trick about Snowball that a lot of people don't know. So it has a chance to freeze the enemy. If it does, then the enemy can't do anything for 2 turns. And if it doesn't, then they will take 1 damage extra. So basically, no matter what, you're coming up with this thing because they're either taking they're either taking a +1 damage or they're getting frozen. So if you have enough SP to spam this thing, you're basically guaranteed to either stun or get 1 extra damage, which is really stupid.
Then on top of that, if you have anti up, if the enemy does get frozen,
Like that's
6 damage.
yeah, you can do 6 damage. Like you can do 6 damage if the enemy doesn't get frozen. Like it's so stupid. Like it's basically just free damage.
Especially with the baller build, which is supporting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ball is definitely an attacker.
Used offensively.
Well, Ball is just like it's such
It's versatile.
It's too strong. And you may think, oh, it's garbage. Oh, Snowball's trash against guys that are immune to ice. Well, no, because they're going to be taking the +1 damage.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like,
So,
maybe
like,
there's better things.
Actually, wait, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know if they'll take the +1 damage if they're completely immune to it. I need to test that, but if they do, then you're just getting free damage, basically.
How many guys are actually immune to ice, though?
Ice Cruel King. There's a few other enemies that are basically that might as well be immune. There's a few enemies that might as well be immune. Like,
But
the
even
wolf.
so, though, it's kind of better for the enemies that are immune, because guess what? Double damage.
Daze is just, it's
We
so,
love
like,
double damage.
just why would you use Daze? Like, why would you use Daze instead of Snowball? I would like, just because it's effective against more enemies doesn't mean it's good. Like, because, like, if it actually does do what it's supposed to do, it has a chance to just not work. And it doesn't have the chance to do 1 extra damage, so, like, it's just a worse Snowball. Like, it's worse. Minimize is really good.
You just don't use
Because if you do make them small, then they like pretty much any enemy that you make small basically might as well not be an enemy for as long as they're small, because they basically do no damage. Who's watching my stream? Oh, hello. I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but well, hopefully you enjoy. I mean, just like minimize is just good. Like it's just all right.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's nothing wrong with it. Softener is I don't really like what they did with Softener. They made Softener. Oh, snow mode on chat. Oh, I might be, you know, I can't. I'm not gonna change that right now. But the reason I have a snow mode is because one time I was streaming, well, actually a few times, and there's people that came into my chat and they started spamming hundreds of messages, and you could probably tell how that was annoying. You know, so yeah.
Deserve, not gonna lie.
Bro,
Really?
Were those actual people or those bots?
I have no idea, but it was annoying either way. Oh, I did. But like, I mean, like the thing is that like, if it's a bot, they could just make new bots to just do it, as you know.
Did they report them? Do you report them?
Yeah. Because it's annoying.
Oh. Hurricane, you know what that means.
Comatose.
Yes, I do.
See, now, actually, I'm gonna move Daze up and put Comatose in D, because the thing about Comatose is that it's just like.
What does Comatose even do?
It's the one that puts them to sleep. But like, that's so bad if you have a teammate that's using rocket launcher, because the chances of them just waking up.
If anything is bad for Sword, it's literally only good
like,
if you're a support build and your other teammates are support builds.
Yeah, literally, but like that's just not that's not a good situation to be in. That's really just not.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a terrible situation.
Yeah, this is just not a good card. Like it's just there's just better options. Like there's just, if you want to stun them, if you want to make the enemy not as good at actually like doing their job, then just use the other ones. Like, you know.
I'm using my lightning rod.
Oh yeah, also I want to say something about this tier list, that if you ask me on a day-to-day basis, this could change, but it would probably only change by like 1 tier. So like some days I'll probably say Snowball's A, and today I'm gonna say it's S. You know, another day I'll say this is B, another day I'll say it's S, but for today it's A.
Oh yes!
You know?
Oh my god, so much stuff got hit by that. I just got a bunch of shocked stuff. Yes.
He's playing Grow Garden, by the way.
So
Yeah,
am
he's
I.
talking. I mean, like the thing about let's just be real. Cannonball's S tier. If you're using ball build, it might as well be required. It's like it basically is required. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna move it to A because if you specifically in the pit, if you know what's coming up next, you can just equip it and de-equip it whenever you need. So you don't always need to have it on, but like if you're fighting like an enemy that can pop your stuff and using baller build, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a game changer, but
See now,
I mean,
it's gonna be
exists.
it might be a game changer in the next
Not,
chapter.
well, I mean, it's a game changer.
It
if
might be in the next chapter because in the next chapter, because it says it on the cannonball card that your ball can be popped by fire. In the next chapter,
$2 million from selling.
in the next chapter, we're going to the desert, which is probably going to be a lot of fire enemies. So they could probably have that side effect where they pop your ball with fire. So then it'd be more useful, even more useful than it already is. So then it might get mixed up. But see now, sword is good, but like I'm gonna put it in A tier because I think like at the end of the day, it's still like the main archetype of that class. Like it really can't be any lower than A tier.
Yeah. Although
Like,
I think it's the most overrated class, though.
I think it's the worst one, but I still think it's really good. Like, because I actually really think
because
no,
you
it's
need
not the
sword
worst one.
toss to hit
No.
flying
See now,
guys.
it's not the worst one. You want the worst? It's the other build is the worst one. Let's be real here.
Oh yeah,
That's the
well
worst
that might
one.
as well not even be a build.
Yeah, because it's so useless that why would you ever use it outside of the meme? See now,
But
power
I
stab's
think that
S
sword
tier.
is the worst actual build because, oh yeah, with your main, power stab and stuff, you only hit the guy in the front, and then unless you use power toss, but that
Power
is just not
toss?
gonna
What
do
is
much
power?
damage to other things.
What is power toss?
Sword toss. Toss, damn it.
Power toss. Yo, imagine
Oh
they
yeah,
make
guys,
that a
there's
card.
a new card in the game called Power Toss. It's such a good card
Power
for
toss.
sword.
See now, I mean like, all right, so on power stab, it's S tier. Like it's literally just free damage. Like it's basically it's basically the only card that's just straight up free damage.
And literally,
Like
with ulti up and Power Stab,
you can do
mwah.
so much damage. See, like
Yeah.
the main thing about sword is like it's just like it's really easy to like it doesn't require any BP
Easy
basically.
to use, but it's a one-trick kind of pony.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
everything else has that range.
Yeah, it had it has
Imagine if
stuff.
sword didn't have to hit the guy in front.
Yeah, I mean it'd
If
be
it
way
had like
better.
an AOE sword
Yeah,
slam, it'd be so good.
I mean honestly, like
but
there might be some stuff.
less
There
options.
might be some stuff next chapter. Like they might add some new cards for it that make it better because I think it deserves it. All right, so here's a personal belief. I think that all of the builds should be S tier. Basically, like I think that all of the base archetypes of builds should be S tier.
If there wasn't an equilibrium, then some things just shouldn't be.
But at least right now, even though sword is of the four main ones is the worst one, it's still really good, which is
still has uses.
like it really says about how good the developers are at balancing the game, which they are good at doing that. Like they're not bad at it. This game has good balance.
It's the worst one by far because it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, like this game has better balancing than so many other Roblox games. That it's like it really they really try. Like they do try, and that is good. See now, sword toss is S tier. Like see now, this is basically just swords cannonball. This is basically just the swords version of cannonball because you basically need it. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it in A tier as just for the same reason as cannonball because it's not always required, but you basically kind of need it in a lot of specific circumstances. I mean, like honestly, the main reason that cannonball and sword toss aren't going to be guaranteed S tier is because at the end of the day, you could just start
seed pack real quick.
You could just start hucking dynamite.
Okay.
You could just start hucking dynamite at the end of the day.
I got watermelon.
I mean, that
one watermelon seed, bro.
Alright, see now. Yeah, I think that's a given. Like, do I really have to explain why these are really good? Do I just have to sit here and explain why? A bowler and knight, like bowler and knight are S tier. Like it's just
you don't
free.
have to explain.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're gonna use those builds, you might as well use that card because it's just free damage for that build.
Oh yeah. In this tier list, we need to like establish a skill because there's some cards that really depend on that because they're trash if you just can't play the game.
Alright, so basically, so the skill level we're gonna determine for the player is average. Like, alright, so this player they can't solo every boss in the game like by themselves. They basically like they could solo every boss that is like most bosses, you know, like with decent difficulty, but they still win, you know. But like the harder bosses, they're not like they're like if they went on hard mode, they wouldn't do the worst, but they'd probably get whipped in a couple of situations, you know. So yeah. But like anyway, moving on from that, I don't really have to explain something further. Rocket Launcher's S tier. If you know the build of Rocket Launcher, you know how good it can be.
Oh wow.
They had to nerf Rocket Launcher a lot.
Why is there so much shop
Shame,
stuff here?
because if they didn't, it'd be really good. You know, ever since I got Hyperball, I've been in the Rocket Launcher game. This card is amazing.
Yeah, Hyperball is just so good.
It is really. This card is amazing. It does its job. It's really good on support builds because at the end of the day, like on a support build, you're probably going to be doing 1 damage max. And on a support build, being able to do AoE while going through defense and lowering their defense is really good. So it's basically, you might as well use this on a support build almost every time. You know, if you're not using a ball support build, but if you're using like a healing support build, this is usually the preferred option over ball. And also, you know, when you get the Hyper Ball, you can just put Anti-Up and Baller on this thing to make it do 4 damage, and they'll make the AoE do 2 damage, which is really good.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just, I do think that it, in the next chapter specifically, its damage will fall off.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, which one are we talking about again?
That's true. Okay, well, the person I said in chat, he said something that's very accurate. That is definitely true. Like, with HP and SP, Steel, it is very good. I mean, honestly, like HP and SP Steel are actually underrated cards, like especially on a support build, because like the max amount of attack downs you can have is -3. So like if you're already at -3 attack, you might as well use them for the free HP and SP regen on attacking. You know.
Yeah.
We'll get to those cards later. But anyway, Slingshot is in our S tier. Like, it just does so much damage for literally no cost. Like. Its one drown side is that it can't really do none against armor, but like if you have another person that's using Rocket Launcher or Baller, a Power Shot, like if they have Softener or Rocket Launcher,
yeah, but on a team you should always have one person using Rocket Launcher, like
yeah,
just one person.
And the more the Rocket Launcher is, the merrier. You can shred through enemies, literally.
See now, this is going to be a basically required card that is S tier, because here's the thing. All right, let's be real here.
What HP?
What are the chances of you like coming across a flying enemy or any with spikes compared to one that has even just 1 defense? The chances of seeing an enemy that has 1 defense is way higher than the other things. And if you find that and you have Slingshot, then you literally can't do anything but start hucking dynamite if you don't have Power Shot. You know, like.
Did we talk about dynamite yet?
No, or we'll get to that in where's down? That's quite a bit further away. Anti-Up. I'm playing Anti-Up in S. I still think it's really good after the nerf. It's
if you can actually use it effectively.
Yeah. Actually, remember the skill that we set the player to. Remember the average player. So because of that, it will be A, not S. Because let's be real, for the average player, Anti-Up on some would be hard. Like if on Slingshot, because with Slingshot you have to spam really fast. It's really easy to use on Rocket Launcher.
Like, yeah, Anti-Up. And if they're using it on Sword, just watch.
Yeah. Sword is the Sword becomes way harder to use with Anti-Up. Yeah, Anti-Up is skill based. Like this is a skill based card. Like this is one of the best cards in the game if you're really good in the game. Like this is incredible if you can just hit every single time. It's just free damage at that point basically. But for someone of average skill, it's still good
For
But,
most
like,
people, it's still good.
yeah,
Still really good, but like, it's just that you
like,
won't be getting the full use out of it.
yeah, a lot of, yeah, like, if you add an average skill level, you won't get the full use out of it. Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on it, because here's the thing, like, for what I personally would put it in S tier, but since, like, we're rating alright, so, like, here's how we're rating it. Like, basically, this is going to be a tier list for probably a player of average skill, So they wouldn't, like, be, like, good enough at the game yet to, like, really hit the ante up, like, on all the weapons. So because of that, it's going down to A. But
I
this is a
actually
really good card.
always have anti-up on. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I always bring it.
I always have it on unless I'm using a support build. Or unless I'm using sword.
Yeah. Although, like, there is good reason that I always bring it. It's just good.
We're just gonna skip over the
I have
cosmetic cards.
306
No one
uses
cares.
on my watering
See now,
can.
like, okay, shrinking is gonna be S. Just put that in S because it's literally required to play the game. See now, Dynamite has been nerfed a few times. And by
Really good.
a few, okay. It's not going in F tier, so don't putting it there. But it's just like, all right. So originally it did 5 damage, and originally it costed 4 SP. Then they changed to 5 SP, and they changed to 4 damage instead of 5. I mean, like, I still think it's good. It's definitely still necessary on some builds if you're not using Cannonball or Sword Toss. Because if you're a baller build and you see a guy with spikes and you don't have Cannonball, basically, and if they also have armor, then basically the only thing you can do is start hucking Dynamite. So like.
Or if you have a rocket boots, you can use rocket
Yeah,
boots.
it's true. But like, I'm talking about they have defense, because rocket boots, is pretty heavily affected by defense. So like, at the end of the day, it's useful, but like, it's C, like, it's just not. For a minute. Like, probably originally it'd probably be like A or S, but yeah, like the nerfs, like they really made it not as good. See now, rocket boots different though, because rocket boots actually is like better.
It's good. It's really good. It is really good.
Like, yeah. See now, he made a fair point with this. With the Dynamite, it's just not worth. Yeah, it's literally just not worth using most of the time. Like, unless you basically
it's 5
have,
SP. Like
unless you
so
have to,
SP.
like, unless you basically have to use it, you're never going to use it. Like, because alright, so here, let me list the enemies it's effective against. That one, like, the bandit guy that has like 4 armor, it's good against him. If you don't have ball, remember, because the ball concusses him and it really hurts him. He gets his head hurt. Yeah, but that's really like one of the very few enemies actually useful against, and also the Mold Man. But like, that's 2 enemies. That's great. You're good against 2 enemies basically. Yeah, good job. Anyway, on the rocket boots.
Wait, one thing about Dynamite. It is extremely good
not
when it
helmet
comes
noob.
to like.
He is 2 defense. I'm talking about like the one on the train. It's one of the bandits that like is like raiding the train, like in chapter 3, like the beginning of chapter 3. He has 4 defense. It's good against him because you can kill him pretty easily. But the rocket boots, on the rocket boots, it does decent damage.
Remember,
yeah.
Dynamite is extremely good for striking enemies. Strike Dynamite down, make sure the enemy runs into it.
Yeah,
plus
true.
2 charges.
That's true. Yeah, Helmet Bandit. Yeah, him. Helmet Bandit. Yeah. And on the rocket boots, it's just good. Like, it's really good against in chapter 2 against Bubonic Plant and Tree Golem, because fire. They take double damage from fire. Because if you're not running baller build, then this is your main source of fire. Because you don't have fireball, and it's worth the price of 3 SP. Definitely, it's a lot better than this. I'll tell you that. Like, honestly, if you're gonna use anything like from one of the 2 other things, like to attack an enemy with, this is almost always a superior option. Dynamite, like this right here. Ghost Potion, like, I mean, like, alright, so like, this used to be really stupid back when it before it got nerfed, especially in single player, where it still only made you dizzy for one turn, which was really dumb. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, use me. It's only useful against hatred. It is useful sometimes in multiplayer, like if you're low on HP and you really just need like a turn or two, like that turn to just not take damage, you know. It's somewhat useful against like in the pit, like when you're fighting the three fears for like to skip the apprehension attack. But like honestly, like the thing about it, the reason it's not going to be A or S tier is because it's basically just why would you ever use that instead of Ghostwalker? You know.
Now,
Like,
if Ghostwalker didn't exist, then yeah, Ghost Potion would be super good.
yeah, it'd be better.
But Ghostwalker,
But
it
Ghostwalker,
has
it basically does the same thing. It doesn't give you the bad status effect after it's done being used, and it affects the whole party. And Ghostwalker can stay for more than one turn. So, like, you know.
It's
Let's
really
just be
better
real
than
here.
Ghost Potion
The
everywhere.
status effect sucks.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so I'll put that in
Dizziness
B tier. All right, is that defend plus? I think that's defend plus. Yeah, I think it is. No wait.
Because like, let's say you try to
Hold on.
attack, you
What is
randomly,
this?
yeah, you're confused, and then you randomly attack.
Oh,
If
that's
you're in single player,
defend.
you just hit
Oh,
yourself.
that's defend. That's defend. That's
like,
defend.
bro.
That's just regular old defend, like the move defend. I thought that was okay.
Oh,
So defend is actually good. It it got nerfed, like in single player. But it's still it's a lot more useful in multiplayer. I'll put it in like A, because like in multiplayer, having that extra guard window and taking less damage is good. And getting that SP back, I mean, honestly, you could argue it's S tier, but like because it's not as good in single player, because you have to waste both of your turns to use it. It's just like, yeah. See, now this is just bad. It's like you're gaining.
What is it?
Okay, no, I won't put it down there, but actually, no.
Which
How
thing is it?
about this? I just won't rank it. I was talking about the pass turn.
What is it?
Pass. The pass turn.
Pass? Isn't that the same thing as defend, but like just worse?
Yeah, literally. So I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it in not ranked. I'm just gonna put it in unranked. Like honestly, I don't even care.
I don't even remember what it does. Doesn't it like give you SP?
Yeah, it's the same thing as defend, but it doesn't give you the increased guarding window or extra.
Yeah.
Or take less damage. All right, I'm putting runaway in unranked as well. All right, now charge. This is a card that's interesting. I mean, like it's not worth using unless you're not putting if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna have charge just to put it. Who has echo?
Not me.
Wait, no one speaks.
Bro,
It's
Hurricane, please. Alright, I muted Hurricane for now. Yeah, in a medic build, this is what you should really use it in. Like, you really shouldn't sit here and use this just to buff yourself. That's literally a waste of a turn and SP, Like, of course, it's not as good as it used to be since you can only apply 3 at a time now. Has Hurricane fixed his echo, by the way? I'm just gonna hope he did.
Wait, yeah, yes.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna put it. All right, so let's only rank it for how good it is in a medic build. Cause that's the only time you're ever gonna use it. It's all right. Like, it's really only good if you have more than one of it. Cause like in a medic build, if you sit here and you use your whole turn just to give one guy 1 extra damage, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just not. It's just stupid. But like, all right, safeguards S tier.
It's not gonna be worth as much,
Like, it's literally you literally just take less damage when you're blocking. Like that really helps for 2 BP. Like, there's a good reason why they've only given us 1 and haven't given us a way to get another at all. Because if they gave us multiple, then it would quickly skyrocket out of control into being stupidly broken. It's still really good because, like, It's just like there's almost no build where it's not useful. I mean, there isn't a build where it's not useful. Like, there's a reason why like almost everyone like uses this, because like it's not hard to fit into any like into a build. It's only 2 BP. You know.
What?
Yeah. Safeguard. Alright, see now I don't know which one of these is charge defense. Okay, I think this is defense plus. I think this is charge defense. See now, with charge defense, like unlike with regular old charge, this costs quite a bit of SP to use. Like I'm pretty sure it's 3 per card, which means that if you get 3 of these equipped, it'd be 9 SP, which is very expensive for only like what, like 3 turns it lasts. I'm pretty sure. And yet again, this is another card where it's not really useful to only bring one of it. You want to bring more than one, and it's also really only useful in a medic build, yet again, you know, for obvious reasons. So it's just like, I'll put it in the same tier as charge, just because it's literally only useful pretty much in a support build. You know? See now, defend plus. Now this is a hard card to fit in, because you know, it has a lot of BP cost at 5. But I do think it's really good, because like here's the thing. Alright, that's not where I'm gonna put it, by the way. I'm just putting it there for now. But like this card, like literally any enemy that does 1 damage, you can just sit there and just take it, and you won't take any damage. You know,
I just
like
gave the owl 4 lunar lance. I got the headshot.
like any
I better have gotten
like
some.
and especially against enemies that have multi attacks, like bubonic plant when he does plant rush. Like you'll take so much less damage if you have this. Like the amount of damage that you will resist, especially in a boss fight, like over time, like having that HP not be taken away from you will really help out.
Yeah, I don't have a single moonlit plant, bro.
So like,
How do you
yeah.
know? Did you collect a bunch of fruits and then go to the owl?
I can't really put it in S tier because it's not like a universal card that fits in like pretty much almost anything, you know. Like, but it's really good specifically on rocket launcher and slingshot, because those builds really don't take much BP, so the chances of you being able to fit this in are pretty high, you know. But like in baller build, you're probably going to be using a lot of your BP for other things. So yeah. Defender. I mean, like if you have the extra BP and you're using a support build, why not? Like, you know. But like on literally anything else, it's usually not worth it, unless you're using hard mode. It's just like, I mean, like I think it's worse than this. I think it's worse than this. Like, if you're gonna use this, you should usually just use this instead. Like usually, unless you're using a support build. All right, cure. Yeah, like I'm gonna put it in A tier. I mean, I actually know. Should I put it in S tier? I mean, like
what in S tier?
Cure.
What?
I mean, like
Put what in S tier?
Cure. Cure.
What?
Cure.
Pure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pure?
I mean, it has no downsides.
I mean, like, yeah, it's literally only used for support, but like, we're gonna rank it how good it is for support because it's the only time you're ever gonna use it, you know?
Yeah, I guess it'd be S tier because
like,
I mean, like, yeah, you do less damage.
Because like, if you were on a medic build,
I'm
like, why wouldn't you use Cure if you were gonna use like a medic build? Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, if you're.
Yeah, I mean, support, especially like in a later game, like in a late game, like
yeah,
when you have multiple
on any other build, then yeah, it's just
yeah, like why would
but
you?
Like, you have no reason to do that.
Sorry. See now, Happy SP and Happy HP both got nerfed. Before they were nerfed, they were easy S tiers. They were amazing good. See now, do they still deserve to be
I
S
just gave
tier?
him another 5.
Do they still deserve to be S tier after the nerf? Yeah, we got Echo. By the way, who's echoing? Who's echoing? Someone's echoing.
It's Ink again. Just
Hurricane.
mute him.
Alright. Hurricane has been muted. And there's no echo. Well, is there echo? I don't think there is, but anyway. See now.
He fixed
put
his
in-
echo, I think.
I'll put in A.
No, he didn't. Never mind.
I'll put in A.
Is it about to become
HP
daytime?
plus. I mean, like, there's 3 of these you can get so far in the game, and if you put all of them on, you can basically have so much HP that nothing can basically kill you if you already have a decent amount of HP anyway. And Hurricane proves this point very much with his 40 HP. One time I saw a guy with 45. Oh, one time I saw a guy with 50, but anyway. It's good. If you have the extra BP to use it on, like, there's really no point in not having it. It's just more HP. Like, you know, Resurrect, I think, is in their S tier. Like this, unlike Cure, you know, Resurrect does have a specific advantage over Cure, and that's that it's useful when you're playing by yourself, unlike Cure. Cause like you can revive yourself, you know. Only once, yeah, sure, but like, yeah, sure, you're losing an attack, but like that ability to be able to get up after you die, especially in hard mode, that matters a lot. I mean, it would be S tier anyway, because, you know, like, you're running a support build, you should bring this, you know. Yeah, this is nuts. This is nuts. Like, it's really.
Yes,
Alright,
sir.
see now,
What do you
HP
mean?
steal. HP steal is really
Oh,
good.
no steal?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh
mute
yeah, that's right. It's not too good. I mean, it's okay.
Alright. So, HP drain. Yeah, sure, it lowers your attack. Yeah. But you know what? You know what build that really doesn't matter on is a support build where you already have the max amount of attack down. Because, like, you can't get attack down lower than 3. So, like, you might as well bring this for free HP, you know? Especially since you can get multiple and stack them, you know? Yeah, I think it's A tier. But, like, see, now the reason it's not S tier is because it's basically most of the time only useful on mech. Not that it can't be useful on anything else, but most of the time if you're gonna use it, you're probably gonna use it on a support build. And but even then, on a support build is really not required. Unlike this, basically, this might as well be required on a support build. Same with this. Unlike this, so hence not S tier. See, now the temptation to put this in F tier is really high, because I don't know why you would ever use this. Like, because remember, because you have to buy that. No. Hard mode's actually useful, but this is HP Finder. This is the one where you get 1 extra HP after you win a battle. Why? Like, especially since you
Wait, why
have
do
to
I
buy
have
it.
wet and shocked? Why do I have shocked plants? I don't remember doing any of this.
Sometimes they can just grow that mutation randomly. Anyway, like, remember, you have
How
to
much
buy
is this
this.
worth?
You have to buy this from the shady dealer. That you have to buy it for bucks.
God
the
damn,
drug
that's
dealer?
worth a
Like,
lot. Holy shit.
Like, you're spending bucks. You're spending a non-renewable resource on something that sucks. That makes me. This is.
Why
these,
are one of my
you know,
durians
hell,
wet,
where's this?
shocked, and look
Yeah.
gold?
These might be the only 2 F tiers, honestly, because they're just so bad that they might be worse than
What
pretty much
ones?
everything else. HP and
But
SP Finder.
90% of the plants in my garden are shocked
Which
for some
ones?
reason.
HP and SP Finder. The ones that give you, like, an extra HP and SP after you win a battle. Like, that not only in late game is that minuscule. Like, well, what is 1 extra HP gonna do? Like, I don't know why Hurricane uses that crap. Like, he just has some random ass cards in his loadout sometimes, man. I swear. You know, Happy HP, I'm gonna put in the same as Happy. I see Happy HP. Happy SP, I'm gonna put it in the same as Happy HP. Which is A.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's useless on Rocket Launcher. Bullet. It's useful on other stuff. SP plus, I'm gonna put it the same as HP plus. Just like, it's useful if you have the
If I had
extra
to pick one to
BP.
be better, I would say Happy HP, just because
Just because
build
HP is more
and
important than that.
SP,
Yeah,
not
HP is more
always.
important. Yeah. I mean, that kind of actually makes you want to move SP. No, I'll just keep it there. SP wire is just why. Like, it's, no, just don't. Like, literally just don't. Just don't use this. It's bad. There's no point.
I just got 6 million from selling.
Like, why would you use SP wire? You lose 5 SP. You give someone else
Isn't that
5 SP. But why would you do
that's just
that
a waste of a turn.
when you
That's
could
the
just
problem with their build
yeah you
and
could
yours,
just
because
yeah
they're
like
making you use that.
yeah like just use an item like you know just use an item literally just use an item that gives SP like because not only will you not be losing SP but you'll be gaining more SP because a lot of items give more SP than this gives, you know. I guess you only cost 1 BP, but like, just don't.
Yeah, it
don't.
costs 1 BP.
Literally,
there you go.
just
Another
use
reason
Ice
to make it
Dagger.
so bad.
Just use Ice Dagger. Would probably give as much SP, if not more, than this would.
Ice Dagger's
Like,
broken.
it's just, this is just bad. Like, it's just bad. Like, no, screw that card. Garbage, bro. Like, you know, SP Saver is useful. It's not useful on the most builds. It's useful on Rocket Launcher and Slingshot, and probably Sword build too. But you know what it is really useful for? Ball and support builds. Like, because the thing with Ball is that pretty much all the stuff you can do is basically SP stuff, and especially on support build, where literally your entire gimmick is SP stuff. The stuff that requires SP, and having that cost 1 less on each is a big deal. You know, that's gonna save you so much SP. Especially since they made it only 3. I remember when this was 6 BP? Remember? Oh my god, it was so bad. This would be an RF tier. If it was still 6 BP. But you know what, now? Much better. I mean, like, this is alright.
I just got
Like-
pineapple.
Like, honestly, I don't think that's that great. Actually, should I move down the C tier? Nah, I'll just leave it there. I mean, like, it's alright. I mean, like, there's really nothing to say about it. Alright, so you don't know what this does. Basically, it gives you +1 SP every time you either defend or pass. You know?
Oh.
Hey, I'm talking about SP regen
hey,
plus,
Killer,
by the way. Yeah?
Rick wanted me to tell you something.
What do you want me to tell?
He's
what do you
gonna
want
join
to-
on his phone so that there's no echo.
Okay. I'll
Won't that
unmute him.
technically make it worse
That might
because
make
we'll be
the
able to
echo
hear
worse,
ourselves?
but like we'll
Alright,
see.
but I'm gonna unmute him and we're gonna see. I can quickly join on your phone. Anyway. Okay. Pity SP. Oh my god. Just, bro, this card makes you want to slap someone because it's so bad. Pity SP. The one where you lose 8 HP to get 5 SP back, and you can like that's so useless. 8 HP.
Like, congratulations, I just fucking crippled myself so that way you, as a player, can get basically nothing for it.
Bro, literally, use an item. It's not that
5 SP.
hard.
You would
Like
be
if
better
you're
off
that
just
down
carrying
bad for
an
5 SP, then your build sucks.
Yeah.
You would
No.
literally be better off just carrying a bunch of stinky lattes and using Cure than you would using that.
Yeah,
And
this is so stupid.
Why I say that is because you can heal yourself and then use the SP latte or the stinky latte for your SP back, and then if you're good at blocking and stuff, you can just block the entire thing and have minimal HP loss and a bunch of SP.
Exactly. Like, this is just useless. Why? There's no point. Alright, so another thing about it is like, let's not talk about the fact that if you really need the SP, you can just use Ice Dagger. Like, you don't even need items. Just Ice Dagger. Literally just Ice Dagger. Come on. It's not hard, bro. Stupid ass card, bro. So dumb. Put SP drain. Same reason. It's gonna be say A tier. Same reason HP drain is. Just good. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that. Alright, this is, you know, I'm just gonna. This is Deep Focus. Deep Focus is really good. Like after
Extremely.
after the buff where it's 20% extra, like you get much more focus.
What you could do, you know what you can do with deep focus? You could have a bunch of teammates run deep focus and spam it, and then one person just like you could have 2 people using deep focus, one person with a healing build use ice dagger, and then you could just do all the damage.
And then
You
if
know,
you
Just have
have,
people loop chain deep focus to get a bunch of sword
Okay.
immunity.
So this is regular
and then
focus.
if there's,
Regular focus is
I
S
mean,
tier.
then if you deep focus is extremely good.
Alan, do I have to explain why regular focus is S tier? No?
Basically just deep focus for free.
Yeah, I mean deep focus is just like it's just like it's so like it's easy to use on almost any build because it's only 1 BP and like it just makes you focus better by a good amount as well.
Real quick, Killer, I would like to point out that my plants didn't grow that way because I was offline, everything was normal. I came back and like 90% of my garden was shocked.
I don't know why. Is that sacrifice?
I have
Yeah,
no
it's sacrifice.
understanding about what could have happened.
See now, like, see now yet again with sacrifice. Why? Why would you ever use
Sacrifice
this?
buns.
Just use cure. Just use a medic build and use cure. Like literally. Just
If I
you know, I'll actually say that sacrifice plus is actually D tier. I think it's a little bit
wanted
better,
a bunch
but like it's just like bro,
No.
there's really like it's useful if you're gonna die anyway. But at that point, just use anchor. You know, like
That's what, like, sometimes that's why I use anchor, just because I know that when it comes to dying, I could die easily, and if I know that we're gonna be fighting like something that I usually die to, I sometimes try my best to remember to equip anchor, so then if I die, at least my teammates will get
okay.
something in return.
So he brought up a good point. It's good if your whole team is down, which is true. It is. Especially if the medic's dead.
I have a
But I'm
personal
honestly, if the
vendetta
medic
against sacrifice.
the medic dies, and well, that's really not good. Good vibes. Like after it got buffed, it's all right, but that's really just about all it is. Is all right.
You're
You know?
basically healing your team and giving them SP for your ass to be whooped for 3 rounds straight.
Exactly. Like that's basically what it is. See now, item plus got nerfed, but it's still S tier. Like let's just be real. Like it's just good. Like it's just really like especially for this kind of. This was such a stupid card, but with only costing 3 BP, just getting more use out of items is a big deal. You know, like especially like with items that like if they gave you just a little bit more HP and SP, then they'd be like really good. You know, like it's just good. Like you just get to heal so much more and get so much more SP back. Alright, see now prayer is hard to rank. It costs a lot of ticks, but honestly, I don't think that's a problem because it's really not the worst to grind ticks in this game. It costs
I
5
just forgot what
BP.
prayer did.
It's the one where you pray and it does something random. It costs 5 BP.
Can't do something bad as well.
Yeah, it's gambling. Yeah, it can do bad things.
For 5 BP. Ooh,
Yeah,
rainbow
so
coconut.
but it can be really good because one of the so one of the effects is it can do like a rainbow, and that basically full heals everyone on your party by like 30 HP. It can give you a bunch of SP.
Ooh.
It can strike all of your enemies down. It can strike you down. It costs quite a bit of SP to use as well. I mean, like I'm gonna put it in C tier because it has some moments where this thing shines. It has its moments. Yeah, it's
Yeah, when
literally
prayer
full
isn't
heal.
being an asshole to people with bad luck, it's actually pretty decent. But God forbid you get one bad pull with prayer, your entire run can end if you're solo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a lot better with teammates because if you get a bad prayer, then like, well, you know, you aren't screwed because you still have your teammates to rely on.
What if you can't rely on them?
Well, then you're screwed anyway. Like, just go play with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put enemies to sleep. This has a lot of effects. But I'm gonna put it in C tier because like it could also just do some yeah, it could be a good effect, but it could just be like giving like 1 SP. Like yeah, like yeah, okay. See now before this got buffed, this was F tier. Like
What thing?
the stupid like one where you get more ticks. The one you get off the Supreme Mosquito. I think it's alright. It's kind of necessary. If you're gonna grind ticks, like use it. You know, like God damn.
Killer, real quick, what's the best enemies to grind at level 14 that aren't too difficult?
Literally just go walk in the pit. Honestly, I'm just gonna be real. Like the pit's the best thing.
Said what?
Just go walk in the pit. The pit's the best thing. It has a lot of enemies that like give you XP at level 14. You know? Like just go to the
What pit
like
should I TP to repeatedly?
30.
30.
30.
What's the hardest thing that I'll find here? Because I don't want to fight something that's gonna shred me instantly.
Well, the last. Don't go to.
And
I'll
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
so yeah. Don't fight fear, don't fight solitude, don't fight greed. Like they're probably gonna
I
whoop
should
you.
say my fears.
Yeah, fears. There's 3 of them. Anyway, Anchor's actually pretty decent. Like especially if you have like someone that can just keep reviving you and you keep going down, you're basically giving the rest of your party free HP. If you just keep going down over and over again, but you keep getting revived. And it's only 2 BP.
Oh, it's Dragon
So
stock.
I'll put it in
What?
B tier. It's good.
My first.
It's good. See now Bodyguard's actually really useful. It's really useful for summoning builds. Like that's really just what it is. Yeah, you can have multiple as well. That's a fair point. You can have more than one. Bodyguard's good, especially on summoning builds for obvious reasons. Because you really don't want your summons to die. Because if they die, you can't summon them again. So you really want to make sure they don't die. And this is really good at making sure they don't die. Of course, it will cost you HP if they get hit, but if you have a build that won't die in like 2 seconds, a build that has good HP regen, good defense, then this is really useful. Which is, the build you should use them. So yeah. See now, ticks refund. Oh my god. Why would you ever? Like, just why? Like, just go get the ticks back by killing enemies. Like
It's not that hard.
it really isn't. Like, and this costs bucks. Like, no.
You're wasting bucks for something that you could just have easily gotten just from farming
I
enemies.
shouldn't have to say why Thorns is not good. It used to be good, but now it's trash. Because -1 defense is a big deal. Like, imagine having -1 defense when Griefer uses Plant Rush. That means he's going to be doing 3 damage every single time he taps you on the head.
And imagine Hatred with -1 defense.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to have a good time. Like, you're just not.
No, and we don't talk about the 3 fears with -1 defense.
Oh, yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't. Now, Lucky Start's good. Lucky Start's a good card. Because it can give you a lot of good buffs that are very useful in a lot of situations. Which is nice, It costs 4 BP, which is, not a lot of cards actually cost 4 BP. So, like, it's not to the point where it's, like, really hard to fit in a loadout, at 4 BP, but, like, you could fit it in if you make some space. And especially if you get the dodgy status effect, that is really good. Yeah, it's good with the dodge. Like, the dodgy status effects, like, amazing after they rework how it works. Oh, the swords are on here too. Perfect. Okay, training wheels. Like, I'm just gonna Power Rush.
There's no downside.
Yeah, there's no downside. All right, so a Power Rush, I'm gonna put it in B, cause like, if you're low, it's useful. Here's the thing. Like, if you're like I mean, we're talking about the average player, not like someone who's really good. Because we were talking about someone who's really good, and we could put it in S tier. Because they just be like, oh, I'm gonna be on low HP just so I can get more damage while using this. And I'm not gonna get hit anyway, so why would I care that I'm on low HP? You know?
You'll have 3 tabby.
Yeah, but like if you're about to go down, it's just free damage. You know, like it's literally just free damage. Now 1 damage means a lot in this game. You know,
Bro,
like
this
1
one
extra
thing
damage
is
means a lot.
64,000.
You know, especially if you have. Here's the thing, you gotta remember. Alright, you like being quote unquote low on HP is based on a percentage of your max HP. So you have a really high max HP, you could quote unquote be low on HP while you still have like 10 HP left, which can usually allow you to still tank 1 or 2 attacks most of the time. You know. So yeah, I think it's easier. Yeah, it's true. It's useless on support builds. Feel Fine's S tier. Actually, after they buffed it 3 turns. Like it's basically like it's literally get out of jail free card out of almost any bad status effect. It's basically a requirement on support builds because like it's just so useful.
And if Feel Fine is already great, then imagine how Feel Great is gonna be.
Yeah. This is it's hard to get though. That's the thing. Feel Fine is a hard card to get. Yeah, it does make 439 better because if you use Feel Fine before the Fears use Total Dismay, you can still use your SP cards, which is really good. You know. So yeah, this is really good. Especially also, it's also really useful against Hatred because if he uses the stats, because if he gets one of your teammates like with the stupid the concussed stats effect that comes from the corruption forms the mouths of the hateful attack, then you use that on them, then they're no longer going to be hitting people or themselves with their sword. You can also use it on yourself if your stats effect. It's just really good. Use it all the time. Free ice is really good. If you're giving it, especially to a baller, if you're giving it to a baller and they use line bounce, it's incredible. Oh yeah, I can troll good vibe players. That's true. Because you can just get them up. Yeah, so free ice, like it's really good if you give it to someone with like line bounce on ball. Unfortunately, they nerfed how it worked with the slingshot because if it was that combo was still a thing, it'd be an easy S tier. But it's still good because it's free ice, and ice is one of the best status effects. So yeah, A tier. Oh, it doesn't work with line bounce? Actually,
If
know
you
that
could apply
because
ice
I've
often,
never
then it could
I've never used it.
the best effect, but like
Yeah.
it can't be applied as often.
See now, free poison
That's the
is just like this one's definitely the worst out of the free, this ones because like poison can be negated a lot more. Like there's a lot more enemies that are immune to poison than enemies that are immune to ice, and it's a worse status effect.
Everybody in Turretopolis.
Yeah, basically. Like it's just worse than burn because like burn's just better because there's less enemies that are immune to it, and it does extra damage to a few types of enemies. So yeah, just use Venom Shank. Yeah, exactly. If you really want poison that bad, just use Venom Shank. A free burn, like it's literally only useful on a support build. See now, like free ice, you could see yourself using it if you're using sword or slingshot. Sometimes it would be useful if you just wanted to make sure that you really ice that guy up so that he can't do nothing. See now, free burn, like it's better than I'm actually gonna move that. I'm actually gonna move that down because that's just like why. This is good. It's just it's just fine really. Like I'm just gonna put that there. Alright, see now hard mode. The hard mode cards are gonna be hard to rank. Okay, see now this one's just bad. Like let's just be real here. That one's the worst one. See now.
What, the one that doesn't even give you anything?
Yeah, the one that makes you can't get XP. The one that you can't get XP.
Yeah.
So I think regular hard mode probably around A, because it gives you a lot of extra XP. But because if you can actually, although this is for the average player, but the average player can get through most fights while still in hard mode by just item spamming. You know, like that's the thing.
But
Like,
it's not really viable though.
yeah. See, now I have a personal rule where I basically never use items. That's just a personal rule. That's just how I like to make my life harder. I don't like to use the hard mode cards. I just like to not use items. Actually, they should make that hard mode card like a card where you can't use items like mid battle. See now, alright, I think Thrill Seeker is actually probably alright. For the average player, I'm gonna probably move that down. I think Thrill Seeker and Gusto are probably the best two for the average player. Actually, no, Gusto. Actually, nah. I thought about that. Gusto's
Wait,
not good.
wait, which one does Gusto?
The one you can't super guard. You know, I think double.
Oh
pain
no,
is
that sucks.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine as long as you have a lot of defense. Like, you know, and safeguard. If you have defense plus and safeguard, that's fine.
But
But you know,
do you
not
get
everyone's
from
gonna. You get 10% extra XP, like with double pain. Not double pain.
I mean,
Yeah, no, it is with double pain. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
it's cool.
double pains. That one.
You know, honestly,
That
like,
one
I don't really know where to rank the hard mode cards, cause like, when I use them, I don't use them with many different types of builds. I basically only ever use them with ball and as a support. So like, you know, so like my takes on them could very much vary depending on, you know, your defense of your build. You know, like yeah, slow go. I mean, like the effect is noticeable, and like as long as you have the speed spins, it's not the worst. So I'll put it in B.
Wait.
No, speed spin's easy S tier.
Slogo, are you better off not having the card?
Sometimes, I mean, like, if you really don't want... Actually, no, Sluggo's fucking useless. What am I talking about? Just use Ghost Potion. They can't see you. I don't know what I'm on about, bro.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
I don't know what I'm on about. Oh, Sluggo's actually... Bro, just use Ghost Potion and they can't see you no more. Like, I totally forgot about that. The summoning cards. You know, I think Cruel King's the best. Like...
I mean, he just is. He has like most HP.
Yeah, he just is. Yeah,
he has the
just is.
best summoning attack.
Yeah.
If he actually decides to use it.
Yeah. See, now Call Gorilla is very
So we all
rare.
know that.
I have Call Gorilla. It was way more useful back when you could summon summons more than once per fight, because this guy is so 2 BP and 3 SP to bring this guy in. You could bring him infinitely. This is easy. This used to be easy S tier. It used to be easy cheese because you could just spam him whenever he died. You know, like yeah. But now,
I mean, you could just spam like regardless.
Yeah, but you can't. Remember, you can only use.
Call is so rare. I think that should still exist for him.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like you just still like you could bring him more than once in a fight. Cause like here's the thing, he only has 10 HP. He's gonna die. Like in most fights, he's gonna die.
Good. You're gonna have to heal your summons, but like that is just a pain.
Yeah, with him, his max HP is so low. You might just die before you heal him. Like.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
I think red and blue I think are A. I think all the summons are like I think like summoning is OP enough just in general that like even the worst one is still B. Like, I still think
now against like hatred or fear, you know,
he's gonna die, especially against fear. Because
Gorilla would die in one hit.
Literally,
like
apprehension is gonna insta kill him. Since it hits the whole party, there's literally no way he's not gonna die the second fear uses that. You know, like. And against hatred, if hatred decides to use or you feel an overwhelming sense of dread on him, he's dead. He's just dead. Like literally all of hatred's attacks will one-shot him. Yeah, red and blue is good. Alright, the swords. See, now I think Ice Dagger's S. I think Venom Shank is A. And I think Ghostwalker's S. See, now Ghostwalker I think used to be B before the dodgy effect got reworked. But like, I mean, like
Can I
Ghostwalker.
add on to the Venom Shank thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, Venom Shank would be S
Give me a sec.
if it didn't get nerfed. You know, like it used to do 3 damage. Yeah, it only does 2. It's still useful though, because it's basically like a bomb, except it doesn't blow back in your face, and it also does poison.
Oh yeah, old bombs, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, the old bombs. That was the
If
best
everyone
way
in
to
your
kill
party had a
statues.
bomb, they could
Like,
solo like
jeez.
90% of the thing. Like if your entire party was just a bunch, everyone had a full inventory of bombs and like one person healing while everyone else just used attack.
Yeah, that was literally the best
Nothing
way
would
to
be
beat
able
the
to
pit
do anything.
originally. Like before chapter 2, that was how you beat the pit, because you could just blow the statues away so fast with the bombs. And I still think Ice Dagger, again, because Ice Dagger, like, it's incremental. The more HP and SP you have, the more it's going to give you. So if you see these guys with, like, these 40 HP builds, they get back 8 HP per Ice Dagger. And you can spam Ice Dagger like it's no tomorrow if you have Deep Focus. If you have 2 Deep Focuses on. You can spam it so much. And, like, it's an infinite
Little
heal.
tip
So, like,
for you fine gents watching, actually. If you're having trouble with the statue thing, like me, Killer, and the others were when we first tried it, have someone on your team use Baller and use Minimize. It lowers their attack a bunch, so that way, when they're attacking you and you whiff a dodge, it's not going to hurt you as badly.
yeah, it's really not going to do much. Anyway, that's the whole tier list.
Oh, don't forget to let me elaborate on the...
Alright, go ahead.
So, with Venom Shank, it's kind of iffy, which he already went over that, but it's especially good for someone when they're in the middle of doing a solo run and they need help to kind of clear out the crowd a bit. The only problem that there is with Venom Shank is, like Killer said, it got nerfed pretty badly with the 1 damage thing. But the thing that makes up for it is everything gets poisoned, so it's still going to do the normal damage, and then that afterwards for a few turns. So it's still worth using.
Yeah, it's not like it's useless. It's not. And honestly, they should not make a sword bad. If they make a sword, like one of the swords bad, that would be really bad. Because they should all be good. They should all have a use. You know. There shouldn't be
you have to complete a whole chapter to get it.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a sword later on that makes one of the earliest swords useless. That shouldn't be a thing. That, you know, like, it really shouldn't. So I'm hoping that they balance, because the swords especially would be very delicate when in comparison to each other. So we're gonna see how they balance them, but hopefully they do what they're doing with them, and they seem like they do. Here's the thing: you notice how there's a lot more stuff higher up than down low, because yet again the devs, they know how to balance the game. Like, they're good at balancing the game. They give the players good tools to use to beat the game. You know, like, there's really not many bad things. You know, but when the things are bad, oh god, they are atrociously bad. Like, we just don't talk about these cards. Just no. Literally just
In
don't.
Blocktails, it's either decently balanced or worst thing in the game.
Exactly. Anyway.
If you use it, you should feel bad for yourself.
Yeah, you should. I mean, honestly, using those cards might as well be hard mode, because it's basically a waste to add BP. You're basically just giving yourself less BP. Like, that should be a challenge. You're only allowed to use bad cards. Like, like you're only allowed to use these. Imagine that. Oh, that'd be such a funny challenge. Anyway, that's enough for this stream. Goodbye. This video will probably get uploaded to YouTube. Oh yeah, I will make an IM tier list. I will. Probably not right after this, because it's getting late. So, yeah. Anyway, goodbye.